What do you think is the most important factor when you are trying to get a new job? Is it having an optimized resume? Is it having a referral from someone who works at the company? Or is it having good interviewing skills? Now, the title of this video might have given it away, but interviewing is the most important factor when you are trying to get a new job. Everything else, like your resume and getting referrals, is just to get your foot in the door so you can have an opportunity to interview. Because remember, everyone needs to interview in order to get a job. Even if you know the vice president, you're still gonna have to do at least one interview before they give you a job. And so you need to know how to ace these interviews. And in this video, I'm gonna give you the #1 tip that you can use so you can ace your interviews and get more job offers. So, are you ready? The #1 tip to get more job offers and get hired is don't be predictable. Now, some interview questions just naturally can make this really obvious, like, tell me about a time where you had a conflict with a coworker and how you resolved it. This question, in terms of how it's worded, literally predicts the ending, where you're gonna have to talk about a time where you had a problem with the coworker and then how you fixed it. So don't be predictable. We already know that the ending of your story is gonna be that there's no longer a conflict. Duh. So if you don't wanna be predictable, you need to talk about something else you've done in addition to resolving this conflict. If you wanna be unpredictable, you should talk about how solving this conflict actually led you to discover another problem within the company, or allowed you to fix a process that actually created this problem upstream. Or by maybe resolving this conflict, you've actually worked together better, and now you've realized that there's a better way to improve the product or the business. So for interview questions that already kind of give you a predictable ending, you need to do more if you want to stand out, be unpredictable, and get hired. Now, I've got some sample questions up on the screen right here, which are showing you some predictable interview questions that lead you down a very predictable ending and path. And when you get these questions, remember, you need to talk about something else. You need to do more. So you need to think about doing process improvement, or about helping the broader team, or scaling some kind of solution. So now that we've covered the more obvious interview questions that kind of tell you what your ending of your story is going to be, let me tell you how to be unpredictable for some of the less obvious interview questions, like tell me about yourself, or walk me through your resume. So the predictable answer here is obviously you're just gonna start at the top of your resume and you're gonna walk the interviewer literally through your resume from top to bottom, talking about all the jobs that you've done, your roles, and what you've done at that company. This is boring because if you're just repeating stuff that's already on your resume, they would have seen that before they interviewed you, and they obviously looked at your resume and they wanna do an interview, and so you don't need to recap literally what's on the resume. So if you are trying to answer the question like tell me about yourself or walk me through your resume, you should be taking this time to point out things that are relevant to the job that are not on your resume, or you should be drawing connections for the interviewer that will show them a clear history of success that's relevant for their role. So you should be talking about how you've done similar projects or the skills that they need at multiple different companies and how you have been successful there. Pro tip, if you ask the interviewer what specific projects you'll be working on when you first join, or what are some of the immediate problems that this team is facing, before you answer the question, tell me about yourself or walk me through your resume, that will tell you what they really care about and what skills or experiences and projects they want to hear for you to talk about. Now, what about the interview question, why do you want to work here? How do you be unpredictable? Well, what do you think other candidates are going to say when they're answering this interview question? They're probably going to say something like, well, I want to work here because I've done a lot of research about your company. I looked at your website and I read your company mission statement and values, and it really aligns with my work. And I'm really passionate about your product and your company and helping you become better. Boring. Instead of doing this, you need to try to tie a personal story to why you're so passionate or excited about working at this company. So it sounds authentic and genuine. And it shows that you really, actually, truly want to work at this company and you're excited to be there. Now, if you don't have a good personal story to tell that ties to the company or the mission itself, then you need to talk about how you have the perfect relevant background and experience that will allow this company to be more successful in whatever it is your role needs to do, whether that's finance, accounting, or marketing. Or talk about how you've solved a very similar problem that they're facing at your current company. Okay, what about the interview question, what is your greatest weakness? When everyone answers this question, they're gonna be talking about a weakness they have or a mistake that they made at work. So if you wanna be unpredictable, you need to talk about how this mistake has allowed you to become a better employee, how you've learned from this, and how you're improving now moving forward. Now, the key here is that you need to show them, not tell them, that you are actually working to improve on your weakness. Just saying that you are working on it and will get better now, or are reading about it, is not enough to show someone that you're actually not going to make this mistake again, or this is no longer a weakness. Ideally, if you could show them that you're turning this weakness somehow into a strength, then that would also be really good. Pro tip here, when you are talking about a weakness, you don't want to talk about a weakness that's really important for the job. So let's say you're trying to get some type of administrative role. You don't want to say that one of your greatest weaknesses is that you're disorganized or that you can't multitask, because that'll get you eliminated right away. All right, so if you've been feeling like you've been acing your interviews, but you're still not getting job offers and you're not sure why, it could be because you are being too predictable with your interview answers, and predictable is boring. So I hope this video helps, and if you want more interview tips, make sure you click subscribe because I post weekly career content for free. And also use the comments down below. Let me know what videos you want to see so I can create content perfectly for you. Thank you all for watching, and don't be afraid to shake things up now that you're going to get way more job offers.